Hi, and welcome to the Health Begins with Mom show. I am Dorit Palvanov, your host. On this podcast, I will share insights and interviews on health, parenting, and explore the question of what does it take to thrive as women, wives, and mothers. Now, let's get going with today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Health Begins with Mom podcast. This is Dorit Palvanov, your host. For those of you who are new to the show, welcome. This is where we talk all about how to thrive as a woman, wife, and mother, how to tap into your body's pleasure as a woman, how to understand your body, how to understand yourself, and really rock it as a woman and a female. Today on the show, I wanted to talk about a hot topic that is coming up in my coaching sessions with my clients, and that is how to eat healthy while traveling. So I have tons and tons of ideas for you, and actually I know that the ideas that I'm going to be sharing here today are it's going to be a lot, so I don't want to overwhelm you. So listen in. And then know that the show notes with all the lists and all the things that you need are available for you over at my website. So head on over to www.healthbeginswithmom.com, ep-109, and that is where you will see all the things that I'm going to be talking about today in written form. So you can just print it out and go shopping when you prepare for your travels. Okay, so let's begin. The first thing that I want to address is, as always, the question of mindset, right? So yes, the days are getting warmer, and you're planning to get away with your families, and really eating healthier becomes kind of like a chore or something that is perceived as hard, right? So I am here to tell you that it doesn't have to be hard. Like, it doesn't have to feel so bad, right? Instead, I want you to, instead of focusing on how to eat healthy while you're gone, which makes it like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out and it's going to be outside of my comfort zone and this is unknown and I don't know what to do and da. Instead, focus on how do you want to feel when you travel. So whether it's for a vacation, whether it's with or without the kids, or even if you're traveling for work or business. The idea here is that you want to feel in your body. The majority of you guys tell me you want to feel calm, you want to feel light, and you also want to feel playful. You want to feel fun, you want to feel sexy, right? So I want you to understand that those feelings, in terms of the body, these are going to be kind of like the last things on the list of priorities for your bodies. The first thing is going to be keeping your vital organs in check. So your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your stomach, all the vital organs. That is, in terms of energy, that is where this first energy is going to go to, right? To keep you safe, to keep you alive. And then the next step would be to digest the food that you are eating. So, I mean, when I learned this for the first time, I was shocked that actually 70% or even 80, I think it's even 80% of your energy is going to be spent on digesting food. So the heavier your food choices, the harder and longer it's going to take to digest this food, to break it down. And that means less energy left for all those things that you want, right? So if you want to feel calm and light and playful and fun and, all of those amazing and vibrant, all of those things require energy. So in terms of mindset, think about this. How do you want to feel when you travel? And if you do want to feel light and calm and serene and playful, then make your food choices to support that. Okay, and I'm going to give you a ton of ideas today as we move along. But this is the idea. Think about, focus, instead of thinking, how am I going to do this? Focus on how do you want to feel, and then take action to support that, what you want, how you want to feel. And it helps you to really reframe the entire process and get you out of overwhelm, right? Because I don't want you to be overwhelmed. You have so many things to juggle already, right? You're busy, you're tired, and most likely let's be honest, you're going to be the one packing for everybody, for the kids and for the hubby. So, keep all of this light, keep all of this, as fun as possible, and stay away from overwhelm and drama. And I spoke about drama, I think, a couple episodes ago, or maybe even the last episode. So you don't want to get yourself into this whirlpool of, this negative sensations. Instead, focus on the fun, focus on, the fact that you get to travel. This is not something that, every single person gets to do. So keep yourself in this healthy mindset, right? And at the end of the day, every single one of my clients knows, that eating healthy is simple. It's like they don't even need me. But it becomes, although it is simple, it is definitely not easy. So we all know that eating healthy is simple. We need to eat less and move more, right? But like I said, it is not easy. So unless you set yourself up for success and plan ahead, right, and make the right choices, then it becomes easy peasy. So your job is to make this whole thing seem manageable and doable. And girl, it is. Okay? Don't overcomplicate this. It doesn't have to be so hard, right? It really is not that big of a deal. So when you prioritize yourself, you learn to take actions that support who you want to become, right? And how you want to feel. And then everything else is nonsense. So move away from drama and overwhelm and all of those things and focus on what matters, okay? Turn off the chatter and turn into really what matters, which is connection, fun with your family, or, with your spouse, or even if you're traveling by yourself, focus on what really matters. Okay, and steer away from overwhelm. Always think, like, if you feel like this feeling of, oh my gosh, this is too hard, this is too complicated. If you feel this coming up, and believe me, I know exactly how that feels. Then immediately drop everything, stop everything, and ask yourself, how can I make this easier? How can I simplify? Okay, and then listen to your higher self, to what, to the guidance that comes to you internally. Okay? Because really, no matter where you are, at home or away, why would you want to feel anything less than your best, right? So today, what I wanted to focus on is what to look for and what to ask for when you're booking an accommodation, what to pack with you, what to pick up when you arrive to your destination, and then I'm going to give you some general guidelines for eating healthy while you're traveling, right? So no one wants to spend their entire time, away thinking of preparing food, but, because I know you I know you have a life. So we're going to focus on making it easy, and then, like I said, having a good time. So the first thing, what to look for and what to ask for when you're booking your accommodation. I mean, let's be honest. In an ideal world, we would want to have a place, especially when we're traveling with the family, with the kids, we want to have a place that simulates our home, right? When we have all the things we need on hand. So things like a fridge, a kitchen, knives, pans, dishes, cutlery, all of those things. So for that reason, I love traveling with Airbnb. So last year we rented a cottage for a week. We drove for, I think, 3 or 4 hours. We took the entire family. We just kind of basically relocated for a week. And we had everything. We had a little beautiful, cute house. And they had a kitchen, they had dishes, they had everything I needed. They even had, which I loved, they had a washer and dryer. So every day I washed our clothes and our beach towels and all of those things, and they were fresh and clean for the next day. So that made my life as the juggler of all those things much, much easier. So in an ideal world, yes, you have a kitchen. And of course, when you are booking for a place, whether it's a hotel or Airbnb, make sure to ask those questions. Is there a kitchen? Is the kitchen stocked with dishes, cutlery, and cooking pans? If there is no kitchen, is there at least a fridge? Okay, so you want to have all those things. You want to know all those things ahead of time so that you can prepare appropriately, right? When there is a fridge, it makes stocking, healthier, fresh and fresher food much, much easier. If you don't, let's say you are camping, then you want to have a good size, especially if you're traveling with the family, a good size portable fridge that you then stock with fresh food, and also obviously top it with ice to keep it cool. For us, it hasn't been honestly, I don't love camping because it's too much of a mess for me. I prefer to travel in style. But sometimes, to keep it on budget, we do camping, and my husband loves, kind of like unite with nature. I like it too, but not just because when I am the one responsible for the logistics, it makes it not so fun for me, and I think you can relate. So, and that last year when we did take the kids for a camping trip, we made sure to purchase that kind of a cooler so that we have our food cool. And we bought, I think, the biggest size, and really finding ice wasn't that much of a deal. I mean, depending on how far you're getting away, right? But it should not be a problem. I don't know. It wasn't a problem for us. We live in Canada, and there are a ton of places to camp here, and there was ice in every gas stop. So I hope it's not so much of a problem for you. If it is, then in that case, just kind of like make an agreement with yourself that you're going to pack for as much fresh food as possible. I'm going to talk about this in a bit, as possible for the road. And then when you get to a destination, the first thing you're going to do is go shopping. Okay, to restock your pantry, your food that you will be eating during the trip. All right, so let's talk about what to pack with you. So if you're flying, obviously you want to keep your snacks dry. So things like trail mix, granola, oatmeal, hemp seeds, and chia seeds. When we travel, in almost all hotels now, they have the coffee maker. So what we do is we don't make coffee in it. We just brew, we just boil the water and then use it for teas and oatmeals and granola and stuff like that. So I love having these options because then, it's easy to just, grab a trail mix with nuts and some raisins and some maybe even dates as a way to make healthier choices as opposed to buying chips or other junky food. And also the chia seeds and the hemp seeds are really amazing sources of omega-3 fatty acids, and they're portable, they're easy to travel with, and you can literally sprinkle them on anything, in your sandwiches, into your granola, into your oatmeal. Even if you are advanced like I am, sometimes I travel with my magic bullet, so because I want to have smoothies. So that's another option. If, however, you are traveling by car, bus or train, like I said, I recommend to pack light, and decide that the first thing you're going to do when you get to your destination is go shopping for fresh food. For the road, depending on how far you're going, I would stick to fresh fruits and vegetables cut up and ready to go to eat when you're hungry. So examples of fruit, you can do apples, peaches, pears, clementines, basically any cherries, basically any fruit that is easy to grab and eat without needing to be washed and or peeling, and peeling is not too messy. So for example, I would not take mango and I would not take a pomegranate with me, right? It's too messy, it's too complex to eat on the go. And clementines, they do require to be peeled, but it's easy and it's not so messy, and the kids can peel on their own. And as far as vegetables, make sure you have peppers, so all colors, really all colors, red, green, yellow, orange. Make sure you have cucumbers. So I love buying those English long cucumbers and then just slice them up. Celery, carrots, baby carrots would be preferred. They're just easier to travel. And then you don't have to do as much prep work. Just cut them up in sticks and take hummus with you. Hummus. You see, I'm Middle Eastern. Take hummus with you for dipping. It's super easy and it's a good snack, and it's also a filling snack because you're getting the fiber from the vegetables, but also the protein from the hummus. So take advantage of that. And you can maybe even experiment with other dips. So I would stay away from like mayo, ketchup, stuff like that. And maybe see if you can make yourself a guacamole, that you make ahead of time and travel with, or you can even buy it in the store. Yes, it's going to have preservatives, but believe me, it is going to be much healthier than ketchup or mayonnaise, right? So you always have to make that trade-off. Okay, sandwiches. For sure you need sandwiches, right? It's like and that's also going to keep your cost low, so that you don't have to pass and eat at restaurants when you travel, depending on how far you're going. So what we do is we wrap our sandwiches. So we use wraps for sandwiches. They are really light and they travel really easy. So we take paper towels and we put them in, and then we wrap them with plastic wrap. Okay, so you want to, so that makes it really, really easy. In terms of, and oh, by the way, skip the bagels, skip the buns, and really anything that is heavy to carry and also heavy to digest, right? Remember, we are keeping it light. As far as meats, if you are a meat eater, we love camping, and there's really no way that we're gonna go camping without hot dogs and burgers. I mean, yeah, our kids are, they love this stuff, and let's be honest, we too. But remember that this is processed foods, and it has nasty ingredients, depending what kind you buy. If you are feeling adventurous, then try making your own. It's super easy. If you're making your own burgers, then you can just buy ground beef or chicken or turkey, spice it up with some cumin, paprika, salt, obviously, pepper, and then put them in burger shapes and divide them with paper towels, or even, instead of paper towels, do parchment paper. So the paper you bake with. So put them in between and then freeze them. And that's how you make your own burgers. But if you are lazy like me, then you're going to buy the burgers. And, so remember, we do want to have a life. Yes. So you want to take it easy on your digestion. So I would skip the processed stuff, and instead I would opt for just regular meat. So just buy meat, whether it's beef, veal, chicken, turkey, and just grill that, like just the steaks that don't have anything added to them. You can season them yourself. All you need is salt and pepper, right? So, it's, by the way, another thing that you want to make sure to pack, salt and pepper, and then put it on a grill and have it's a, for me, that's a much better option. And I am going to talk about portion controls because if you're like me, then there is this tendency, especially when we travel, to eat more than we need. But for now, just keep in mind that if you want to have meats, get the crappy foods for the kids that they like. I mean, it breaks my heart to say it because at the end of the day, we are the ones who make the choices. But I've been in situations where I did not think. I did not consider my kids, wants for food, and they weren't very happy about that. So I decided, you know what, we don't eat that crap at home. So when we travel, fine, I'm gonna have it, but I am not going to eat it myself because honestly, I don't need it. I'm going to choose the fresher meat, the fresh cut meats. In terms of quick snacks to take with you, hard boiled eggs are really good option. Cooked corn is another good one. Oatmeal, make sure you have some oatmeal, just regular, simple, unflavored oatmeal that you can take with you. And then, all you need is boiled water and mix it up with some fruit, maybe some apples that you bought in your, that you're going to buy, and maybe some, I don't know, a drizzle of honey or some maple syrup. This is another thing that you can take with you. Take the smaller bottles when possible. Even nuts, so you can sprinkle them with some raisins and nuts. Really, a delicious and healthy breakfast. Nuts, trail mix, canned tuna is another option. And really anything, like, for me, what I think about when I think about traveling easy with quicker snacks, I think about the snacks that my kids would usually eat for school. So, think about what would the kids like as far as snacks, and healthy snacks, of course, and then grab them as well. Another thing that I highly, highly recommend for you to pack with you is supplements. So supplements are, think about supplements not I have so many clients who are on so many supplements because this doctor said that they need them and that functional medicine doctor said that, and it's fine. However, the mindset that I see out there in terms of supplements, it's like people believe that they can hack their way to health, right? They can just pop this supplement. Yeah, I'm not taking the medication. It's not a chemical. I'm taking something that is good for me, and then I'm fine. And then I can still, eat, have my lifestyle the same, and I don't have to change. So I get it. We don't want to change. But when I talk about supplementation, I really mean it as an add-on, as something we supplement our diet with. It's not a substitution. Otherwise, it would be called substitute. No, it's a supplement, right? It's an add-on. So what we want to do is we are just helping the body to break down and digest the food much better and easier, right? So that it's faster, so there are nothing that is stuck in the body. We need to keep things moving. So the two supplements that I highly recommend for you to pack with you are digestive enzymes. So you want to make sure that that you have some help to break down, especially, the unhealthy foods that you are likely going to eat from restaurants, or even the foods, that I mentioned, that I said not to eat, because I know you're not going to listen to me 100%. That's fine. Because I always remind my clients, you're not graded here, right? It's all about choosing yourself and making and being super intentional and deliberate about your own health. But sometimes we just want to veer away from the rules. And in that case, making sure you're taking digestive enzymes and probiotics would be really, really important. Especially when you know that you'll be visiting a restaurant that offers delicious food that your body might struggle to break down, right? So so what I wanted to say about the digestive enzymes is, don't just take them once a day and forget about it. No, you need to take digestive enzymes with each meal. So digestive enzymes, it's actually something that the body, it's chemical compounds that the body secretes with every meal. However, in most cases, as we age, the body produces less and less enzymes. Also, enzymes is something that is present mostly in fresh foods. So when you're cooking the food, the enzymes are gone. They're dying with the process of cooking. So when you're eating foods that are fresh, that food comes with the enzymes that help to break this food down. So depending on what you're eating, I highly recommend, especially when you travel, to make sure that you take 2 to 3 or whatever it says on the bottle. Take however enzymes are necessary to help you to break down that food. Trust me, I've done this many times before. You do not want to skip the digestive enzymes when you travel. And probiotics, yes, probiotics is not something that you need to take with every meal. You take it first thing in the morning. I personally take my probiotics in my water in the morning. Oh, by the way, when you travel, that's a good point. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is you start your day with water. And that's easy to do no matter where you are. Make sure you have water. Keep yourself hydrated, right? Skip the sodas, skip the juices, right? If you need some frizz, get some sparkling water, but make sure you start your day with water. And then you can take the probiotics with you and make it easy. Now, when you're traveling, make sure that the probiotics that you are buying do not require refrigeration, because most probiotics require refrigeration. So when you buy them, make sure that they are not stored in the fridge, right? So when you buy them off the shelf, that means that they don't require refrigeration. I'm going to be totally honest with you. In terms of quality, it is probably going to be not as good as the refrigerated ones, but you still want to take them. You still want to help your gut, and you still want to keep inoculating your healthy bacteria with probiotics. I'm not going to get into what probiotics are here in today's podcast. I will make another one down the road, but for now, I just want you to know digestive enzymes and probiotics, and make sure you have both. So really the secret here, like I said, is intentionality and being deliberate about your options, because radical self-care is not a joke, right? You want hanky-panky at night, so keep it light during the day. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? All right. So let's talk about what to pick on arrival. So let's say you do have a kitchen, or at the very least, like I said, a cooler that you're traveling with. The first thing you should do when you get to your destination is go shopping for fresh food, right? So let's assume you packed light, just enough to last for the travel. And then when you get to your place, to your destination, make sure also ahead of time you find out what's available in terms of grocery stores in your area. If you don't have any grocery stores in the area, then pack extra, obviously, right? That's a no-brainer. So when you get to the store, immediately, if you don't have a fridge, buy some ice in a bag and keep it all cool in case you don't have a fridge. And then stock up on apples, cucumbers, baby carrots, peppers, wraps, mixed greens for salads, and also for filling up your wraps. It's super easy. You just take them by the handfuls. Buy the mixed greens that do not require washing. So on the box, it should say pre-washed, triple pre-washed, or something like that, right? You don't want the hassle of washing your greens and all that. I mean, let's face it, we have a life. So just buy the washed greens, and then just buy the handfuls, put them on your inside of your burger, or put them inside of your wraps, eat them whole. Just slice up some veggies, some cucumbers, some peppers, and then also you can buy some lemons. So lemon is super easy in terms of having like a dressing, right? So you don't have to carry, bottled dressings that are also in most cases unhealthy. So just have some lemon, and also I would take lemon and a small bottle of maple syrup. So then you can mix up, a delicious quick dressing, and then eat a salad like on its own. Let's say you're choosing to eat some meat, so grab some meat, skip the carbs, so skip the bread, and then have a salad with it instead. Believe me, you will be full and your energy will be really good. And like I said, keep hydrated. Make sure you have a lot of water. So if you need to buy some water, make sure you buy water. And skip all the juices and all the sodas. You don't need that. And yeah, sodas, Coke is considered to be a soda, right? So the rule is simple. Keep it light and fresh as much as possible. And remember to have plenty of fresh food with every meal, even when you're having that burger. All right? Because I know you will have that burger. I know you're going to tell me, Dorit, I couldn't help it. I had that burger. So, okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some guidelines, some general guidelines for eating healthy while you're traveling. So let's say, let's talk about breakfast. So let's say you are going to a restaurant to eat your breakfast. I'm gonna walk you through some healthy breakfast options, but also some things that I prefer you to avoid. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do as far as healthy breakfast options is fruit platters. So almost all continental breakfast bars offer fruit. And you can eat as much fruit as you want, right? The fruit is full of nutrients and fiber and vitamins and micronutrients, and you want them, right? So if there is an option of fruit, sometimes they sell them in small cups. So that's a great option for you, and also for the kids. I mean, I don't know kids who don't like fruit. So instead of, I'm going to get to the what to avoid, keep the fruit. Okay, oatmeal. Oatmeal also is a great option. Even at like the crappiest hotel, they offer oatmeal. And oatmeal will sustain you with complex carbohydrates and fiber. Make it with water. Add some nuts if you have, some berries, some honey, some raisins, and you have a beautiful, healthy breakfast. Hard-boiled eggs. Also, at most crappy hotels, they offer hard-boiled eggs. And if they are offered, take them, right? Because they're a great source of protein. Don't skip the yolk, because the majority of the egg's nutrients are in the yolk. So don't separate them. Don't be fooled to think that if you eat only the white part, you're preventing cholesterol from clogging your arteries. That's not true. This food was designed. Remember, we are aiming at whole foods here, right? So you don't want to separate that food. It was designed, the yolk and the egg whites together, so eat them together. You don't need to eat 3-4 eggs, just one egg. If there is an option of a hard-boiled egg, take it. Herbal teas is a much better option than coffee because it ignites the production of stomach juices and it supports digestion, especially teas like ginger tea and chamomile tea, dandelion tea are all really good quality. Mint teas is also a good option instead of coffee. Coffee is a stimulant. So if you're starting your day with coffee, girl, you are setting yourself up for burnout and for agitation, for just being angry, and you don't want that, right? So make sure you do not drink coffee first thing in the morning. If you do want coffee, have that coffee after breakfast. So then at least it is not on an empty stomach. Okay, let's talk about the things to avoid as far as breakfast. Sweet pastries. So danishes and bear claws may taste really good, but they're far from good for you. right? They are often high in fat and calories, which can leave you with a sugar crash. And then you will be feeling hungry really soon afterwards. So you do not want that kind of breakfast. Croissants. I love croissants. I mean, who doesn't, right? So while they may be enticing with their flaky crusts and buttery tastes, croissants are loaded with sugar and fat, and you do not want that for breakfast. Juices also, almost all, even the crappiest restaurants will offer orange juice and apple juice, unless they are 100% fruit juice, which I doubt it's going to be, real juice. These are going to be containing lots and lots of sugar. So don't be fooled. Skip the juice. Stick to the water or tea. Okay? And like I said, caffeine, it's a stimulant, and it stimulates the flow of stress hormones, which can produce increased levels of anxiety, irritability, muscle tension, and pain, indigestion, insomnia, and decreased immunity. Who wants that while they're traveling, right? I don't want that, and I know you also. So stay away from coffee. Okay, if you're eating the breakfast in a restaurant, order the following healthy options. So omelets are good. They are high in protein, and they will give you long-lasting energy for the day. Fill them with tons of vegetables. Sometimes they, how if you are traveling to like a high-end restaurant where there is a chef that makes the omelet, ask him or her to put tons and tons of vegetables. So sometimes there are peppers, sometimes there are carrots, sometimes there's spinach. Make sure that you are loading your omelets with vegetables. Hold back on the cheese. All right, I would be inclined to adding more cheese to my omelet. I advise you to not do that because, again, cheese, when I think about cheese, I think about glue. So if you want things to be clogged in your insides, then go for cheese. If you want things to flow and to travel and move easy and fast, then stay away from the cheese. All right? And if you want to add some meat to the omelet, I prefer turkey over any other meat. Okay? Okay, side dishes. Breakfast platters usually come with home fries and toast. So skip the home fries and ask for some fruit on the side. And choose wheat toast instead of white bread toast. Okay, I hope that is it makes sense. Breakfast sandwiches, stick with the wheat toast, egg, and maybe just a teeny cheese. And skip the unhealthy breakfast meats such as sausages. And like I said, every single crappy hotel we've been to offer this, sausage. And I as I look around at what people are eating, that is what the majority of them, that most people will go for the sausage. And I advise you, stay away from that sausage. It is going to really dump your energy for the entire day. Okay? What to avoid when you're ordering at a restaurant? Pancakes, waffles, French toast, they are filled with refined sugar and fat, and these food items, they really provide very little nutritional value, right? The sugar will be in and out of your bloodstream before you can blink, leaving you sleepy and quickly hungry again. So you don't want that, right? You want to save your energy for trips and sightseeing instead. Also, avoid ordering bacon, sausages, like I mentioned, or any other fried meat. So meat on its own is hard to digest to begin with. And when it's fried, it's like adding another layer of, it's just like being super, super nasty and disrespectful to your digestive system. So let's be nice, okay? Let's be nice and just stick to foods that are easy and light and are easy on the digestion. All right, in terms of lunch, stay away from anything that includes the words stuffed, double, triple, slammed, dunked, crispy, or glazed. Okay, and I think you know what I mean, where I'm going with this. If it comes in an edible bowl, don't order it. So sometimes, I mean, the places where I've traveled to offer this delicious option of like onion soup that comes inside of like a bowl that is made from bread. And every single time I ordered that dish, although my first intention was I'm just gonna eat the soup, every single time I've eaten the bread, all of it. And then, girl, you know how I felt. It doesn't feel good. Most times, and I'm going to talk about portion controls a little bit later, but when you travel, especially when you eat at the restaurant, the amount of foods are going to be totally disproportionate to what you need and what you can digest. So just trust me, stay away from it. Don't order it to begin with. Salad dressing can make a salad unhealthy, like I mentioned earlier, because they are often loaded with unhealthy fats and preservatives and even some additives that you do not want in your body. You don't want them even when you're home, so let alone when you travel, right? So get it on the side. So actually tell them I want my dressing on the side, and choose non-cream based light or fat-free salad dressing, right? Or the best option is to go with olive oil and vinegar. Okay, that's the best salad dressing. And if you have your own lemon, then you don't even need the vinegar, right? But we're talking about restaurants here. So if you must, then olive oil and vinegar is the best. Sometimes a bowl of soup and salad may be enough to fill you up. So although I know that, some restaurants have so much variety of meats and really foods that you crave, really tune into your body and ask yourself, what is it that I need, what is it that I crave, and what are the next activities that we have planned out for the rest of the days, and then choose based on that, right? So like I said, it requires radical self-care is not a joke. It requires intentionality, it requires you to be deliberate, and it requires you to stop, to slow down and think, as opposed to just doing things haphazardly or unintentionally or mindlessly, right? So why do I talk about radical self-care and not just self-care? Because every single one of my clients who wants to have an amazing sex life, a desire for sex, and to improve her libido, like I said, this is going to be one of those things that are going to be on the least in terms of priorities for the body. So you want that. Your husband wants it too. Your husband is pissed off and he wants you to, engage in more sexually. So then those are the things that we need to do. All right. So if there is an option of soup, if it's a hearty soup, then just go for the soup and some salad. If possible, lighten your lunch and make your dinner a bit heavier so that you have energy after lunch, because most of the activities are going to be, either before or after lunch. So make sure that your energy is at top peak. So remember, the heavier the meal, the lower energy you'll have. So it's better to have a bit heavier dinner that doesn't require you to, be super active afterwards. Too much food can affect your energy levels. So, and obviously you need energy while you're traveling. Skip the appetizer and just order the entree. Instead of an entree, have a salad and an appetizer. That's always best. For a side dish, skip the French fries and get a side salad or other vegetables. My favorite is sauteed vegetables. Sharing is more than caring. If you're lunching with other people, share food. You will be less likely to overeat. So sometimes my husband and I actually would order one dish and we would share it, and that is more than enough. Like I said, so many times in those restaurants, especially restaurants that you're not familiar with, the portions there are absolutely ginormous. But when you order them and you pay for them, you are more inclined to finish it all, right? Especially if you're like me, we've been taught and conditioned to finish, to clean the plate. So it's really hard once the food is already on your plate to not finish it all. And then you feel like crap. So when possible, share the food, and also ask the waiters, like if there are waiters, like how big is this dish, right? Ask. And if it's like big enough, then share the food. The worst case, you can always order more if you feel hungry, but I promise you, you will not, because I know myself, when we order food, and we order for the kids as well, it's very, very rare that the kids finish everything. And so I end up eating my own food, my husband's food, and then my kids' foods. It's way too much food. We don't need it. So be strategic, think ahead, choose less than more. And then if there are some, leftovers, then fine, you can eat them. But at least you know that you haven't, cleaned the whole dish on your own. Choose baked or grilled entrees over fried. When food is fried, it's really, really hard on the liver to digest and break it down. So you don't want to choose fried food. Start by eating half of your meal and then take a break. I know it's hard to do, but start practicing, because you may not need the whole meal to be full. And that trick of ordering for 2 people is instead of one for each, it's a great trick. So try it. In terms of dinners, salads, pick salads with a variety of vegetables, and especially when you travel. There are so many, new greens and vegetables and options that are available. Maybe where you live, you can find them. So really experiment with those dark leafy greens and or fresh fruit. Include lean protein such as grilled chicken, salmon, or even beans in your salad. Lean protein will help you feel full for longer, right? As opposed to protein that is heavy in fat. Order salad dressing on the side and choose vinaigrettes or olive oil and vinegar, like I mentioned earlier. Avoid cream or mayo-based dressings, right? So things like ranch, blue cheese, Thousand Islands, fresh, like all of those things are not good for you. So skip them. Soups, choose soups that are made with broth, or stock versus those that are made with cheese, cream, or milk, right? So for example, New England clam chowder, broccoli cheese, bisques, all of those things are really unnecessary. As with salads, choose soups with plenty of vegetables, okay? You got the idea, right? You want foods that are, why do we want vegetables? Because vegetables are easy to digest. That's basically why. Other items, choose them with vegetables, lean meats, or fish. Avoid items that are fried, that contain a lot of cheese and dips with chips, pita, or bread. Like those things are going to really tank your energy. So you don't want those. All right. Let's talk a little bit about portion sizes. And by the way, like I said, I'm reminding you, all the things that I'm mentioning today are available in written format over at my website. So if you want all of this information, if it's too overwhelming, head on over to my website, www.healthbeginswithmom.com, ep-109. And that's where you'll find everything in written format. Okay, portion sizes. So it can be really difficult to choose, the right size while you're traveling, especially with oversized meals. In North America, this is crazy. Not so much in Europe. I remember when we traveled to Europe, the meals are, really nice sizes. Here in North America and in the States, it's crazy. In Canada too. So use these tips that I'm going to share with you to help you keep your portions on the right track. So 1 serving of fruit, such as a medium apple or orange, is about the size of a baseball ball. The appropriate serving size for a potato is about the size of a computer mouse, right? I mean, in so many restaurants, they offer the russet potato that looks really, I mean, I'm looking at my mouse now. It really looks like three mouses, three computer mouses. So, it's big, it's too much. We are becoming a nation that overeats. And on its own, even if you're eating this amazing, gigantic salad, that is really full with rich and good for you ingredients, even if you're eating that, but you're overeating it, it's already not good for you. So keep your sizes to a minimum. Okay, for meat such as chicken or beef, or a deck of cards is the size of a 3-ounce portion, right? So it shows you like how little you actually need. Another way to look at it is the portion of a meat, like a good portion. I mean, a portion that is enough to satiate you is about the size of the palm of your hand. So if it's anything bigger than that, then girl, you're overeating. And if this is chronically overeating, then we have a problem. Okay. 1 serving of hard cheese is 1 ounce, or the equivalent of 4 dice. So, keep that in mind. 1 serving of fats, such as mayonnaise and salad dressing, is 2 tablespoons or 2 dice. So, don't overdo it with like 2-3 servings. Even though you get the whole can, 1 serving size of soda is only 6 ounces, or half the can, right? So when you look at the nutritional facts and they tell you, 1 serving is it has this amount of sugar, or this amount of whatever, you need to know that 1 serving is just half the can. So if you're downing the entire can of soda, you're getting that double. Okay, so be aware of that. So why do we even bother with this stuff? Because if you're like me, then you need a vacation from vacation, especially when you're traveling with the kids. So you will feel like you need to recover from that vacation. If, however, you take it easy on your digestion and you focus on feeding your energy instead, this time period, it will be minimized. Okay? So you will need fewer naps, less time away from everyone, less grogginess, less annoyance, and you will just have more fun. You will play more, you will laugh more, and yes, you will have more desire for sex during or after travels. Okay? I want to make sure that I do talk about sex because you guys are asking me to. So here it is. And then the last thing that I want to add is, and I kind of alluded to that already, avoid feel bad foods. And I say feel bad with air quotes. And you know what these are. They are foods that you crave, but these are the foods that leave you feeling sick or depleted after you eat them. When you're on the road, it's particularly essential to avoid foods that drain your energy and deflate your moods. So here are these foods to avoid. Simple carbohydrates or high glycemic foods such as fruit juices, sodas, refined grain products, or sugary snacks. Anything deep fried, I mentioned that already. Deep fried is no good. Non-fat desserts and sweeteners, which are loaded with chemicals that your body just cannot easily metabolize, and as a result will leave you, low energy. And then the last thing, anything that is partially hydrogenated. And that includes non-dairy creamer, Jiffy style, peanut butter, margarine, and most packed baked goods. Okay, you do not want to eat anything that is partially hydrogenated, either on travels or at home. Okay, and then of course the last thing is excess alcohol. I know you're going to drink. I'm not going to make you not to, but I added the word excess alcohol, and I'm going to trust your decision making and your ability to make good and healthy choices for yourself, because I'm going to assume that the reason you listen to all of this is because you care and because you want to feel good, to feel better. So take it easy on the alcohol, okay? Because remember, this is sugar, and it's hard on the digestion. So, meaning it will tank your energy. So, to wrap it up, while I love to travel and discover authentic restaurants around the world, I also like to go back home feeling vibrant, energized, rested, and preferably wearing the same size of jeans. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. Let me know what you think. If you have any other questions, if there is anything I did not cover or did not mention, find me over at Instagram. I go by @healthbeginswithmom. You can send me a DM. You can also find me over at Facebook. So my Facebook page is Dorit @healthbeginswithmom. Find me, message me. I look forward to hearing from you. I hope this served you. And that's it. I wish you really fun travels and have a good time. Like I said, play, laugh, enjoy, stay present, take your hair down, and just have a good time. You deserve this. I deserve it. It's like, every time I travel, I remind myself, I get to do this, right? I get to do this. And yes, although packing the food, it's overwhelming, and it's kind of like I said, it feels like a chore. The thing is that we get to travel, right? And we're so lucky. So keep that in mind. Keep your, healthy mindset glasses on, and enjoy your time. All right, my love, I'm sending you off with so much love and many, many blessings, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Health Begins with Mom show. I love hearing from you, so please post your comments and questions over at healthbeginswithmom.com/podcast. If you love the show, please share it on social media and in your real life with other moms who might enjoy this content. And if you have a burning question or topic you'd like me to hit on the show, just drop me a line at dorit@healthbeginswithmom.com. And if you love this show and really want to support it, please go to iTunes, write a review, and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Much love and many blessings.